26 games into the 2010 season, and the Phillies roster is anything but in place. Since spring training, Charlie Manuel and Ruben Amaro have made the necessary changes and adjustments to field the best team possible, despite injuries to all areas of the club. The alterations have fared well, and the Phillies sit atop the National League East as expected. The faces have often changed, but the results remain the same. I'm not sure how your week was since the Phillies last played here at Citizens Bank Park, but the Phillies' week was outstanding. Now 10 games over 500 and 4 games atop the National League East as they welcome in the Pittsburgh Pirates. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy. Along with Chris Wheeler. Gary Matthews will be along a little later on. Well, a sea of change for the Phillies this year, and despite all that, they're still in first place. Now, things have changed for tonight's ball game. Jimmy Rollins' wheels is off the DL. He's in the starting lineup. He's not batting leadoff, though. He's batting third because Chase Utley is under the weather, but at least the Phillies are getting there. Yeah, they're getting their players back right now, and what a great job the two guys did filling in for Jimmy Rollins while he was gone for 30 games. Juan Castro and Wilson Valdez both did a tremendous job. Castro started 19 games. Valdez started 11. The Phillies were 18-12 during that period of time. They both contributed offensively, but the most important thing they did, Tom, they caught the ball. They made the plays, and that's what you needed out of your shortstop. And the offense was great also. Yeah, Wilson Valdez was really good this past weekend against the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, the other part of the scenario for the Phillies was that leadoff spot. And Shane Victorino, boy, he has been really good as the leadoff hitter. Yeah, well, Jimmy Rollins is going to lead off for this team. Everybody knows that, but because of Utley being out tonight with an illness, Shane is going to stay in the leadoff spot, and as you said, he has really, really been good. Not only getting on base, but very productive. There's that grand slam home run he hit in the big Sunday night game explosion against the New York Mets. And over the weekend, he hits his home run right into the sausage race that was getting ready to get started, and that gave the Phillies a little breathing room because you got the feeling that the Brewers were going to hit all these home runs and that they were about due to win a game. So Shane has done a very, very good job in that leadoff spot. Look at the production, though. 27 runs batted in and a good on-base percentage, too. But more than anything, I think the production has been amazing. Yeah, the Phillies' number 1 and 2 hitters in this lineup, Victorino and Placido Polanco, the best 1 and 2 hitters as far as RBIs are concerned in the National League so far this year. Game 1 of 2 between the Phils and the Pirates. Kyle Kendrick for the Phillies, Charlie Morton for the Pirates. And yes, Jimmy Rollins is back in the lineup. He is going to take his 500 on-base percentage out with them this afternoon. Also, his defense will get to the lineups in the first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Toyota's national sales event is going on now. Hurry into your Toyota dealer today. By Southwest Airlines. Want to see what a real airline is like? Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. By Xfinity from Comcast, proud partner of the Phillies. By Citizens Bank, with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. And by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Time this year here at Citizens Bank Park, he will take his normal position at shortstop. If you recall, he was injured on opening day before the game even began. So let's take a look at the Pirates starting lineup for tonight's ball game. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Pirates come in with a record of 16-21. Leading it off at second base, Delwyn Young. Andy LaRoche, the third baseman, bats second. Andrew McCutchen hits third. Garrett Jones is in right field batting cleanup. Ryan Church, the left fielder, bats fifth. Ryan Domet, the catcher, hits sixth, followed by Jeff Clement, the first baseman. Ronnie Cedeno, the shortstop, bats eighth. And batting ninth at pitching, you could say he's been kind of a hard luck pitcher, is Charlie Morton. And they will face right-hander Kyle Kendrick, who Wheels is making his eighth start. And if you look at his last two starts, he has made some progress in getting his numbers down.
Well, that's what they hope, Tom. You know, that left-handed hitter thing is always a problem with him. You see right-handed hitters pretty good at 243. It was higher than that, though. It was up 380, 390 at one point. So that could be part of the progress you're talking about. Here's our Southwest Airlines scouting report on him. Has to use his sinking fastball to set everything else up, and he keeps working on trying to get those left-handed hitters out. And he wants to prove he belongs in the rotation and keep trying to produce effectively.
Well, Charlie Emanuel is happy to see Jimmy Rollins back in the starting lineup, but Chase Utley is out with flu-like symptoms, so Jimmy has not taken his rightful spot, the leadoff spot, in this lineup. Instead, he is batting third tonight. But even beyond all that, I think everybody's excited that that guy is back in the Phillies lineup, and looks like he's running without any problems whatsoever.
Yeah, he's excited too.
Delwyn Young leads it off. He's playing second base tonight for Aki Iwamura, who has a tight hamstring, although Iwamura is also in a horrific slump. See Young's numbers, a 240 hitter. And that one's on the outside corner, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Iwamura is one of several players out here taking early hitting around 2:30 today for the Pirates.
Delwyn Young is a former Dodger prospect who has kind of bounced around from being an outfielder to being an infielder. He was at one time one of the bright prospects in the Dodgers organization. He had a great spring for the Pirates. And he hits one in the air deep down the right field line. Jason Worth going back to the warning track, and it's 1-0 Pirates. And that's what Young was doing during spring training, and that's what lefties have done this year against Kyle Kendrick.
That's what he was doing during batting practice here today too, when he was working on some extra hitting today. That was a cutter, it looked like, and it came right in the middle of the zone. He hit it out of the ballpark, and as you said, left-handed hitters. You know, we keep talking about it over and over and over, but that's a problem for Kyle Kendrick, to find something to consistently get left-handed hitters out. Looks like he tries to throw a cutter. Oh boy, look at him barrel that one up right in a spot where he could handle it too. I guess he was trying to get it further in so that either make an out on it, jam, or hit it foul, and it was right in the middle of the zone. There it is again. That was a hit-me pitch, and he did.
Just the second start for Young since the 23rd of April. That one's hit hard, but flagged down on a nice play by Dobbs. And Andy LaRoche is retired for out number 1. Dobbs is playing third tonight, and Placido Polanco has shifted over to second base for the second time this year. And that's because of Chase Utley having the flu-like symptoms. So this is a good play.
Yeah, this ball's smoked. You know, all you do is react to that. And that's what Greg did. He just reacts, dives to his left, ball goes in the glove. Good play.
So one away here at the top of the first, and here is the very talented Andrew McCutchen, 4th in the league in hitting with a 340 average. And what a pace he is on. He had 8 hits this past weekend and 6 runs scored in the Pirates series against the Cubs. Pirates took 2 of 3 from Chicago.
McCutchen and the guy on deck, Garrett Jones, really hit the Phillies well last year.
Yeah, the two of them combined for 7 home runs against the Phillies.
That's the first leadoff home run against the Phillies this year.
And it's given Pittsburgh a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. 1-1 the count to McCutchen, who last year, when he got settled into the everyday roster, was the leadoff hitter for Pittsburgh.
Some very light rain falling as the game begins, and that was a forecast here tonight. He could have to play through some light rain that should not amount to much. Certainly hope that is accurate.
1-2 pitch. Hit toward the hole. It's shortstop. Backhanded by Rollins. Tested right away, and he throws out McCutchen.
That's a guy who can run, too. Nice play by Jimmy, and he does exactly what you have to do with a fast runner. You can't take that ball flat-footed. You have to backhand it and crow hop and fire. And a big smile there from Jimmy Rollins. Watch what he does here. He'll backhand it in position to throw, crow hop, and zip. Just gets a guy who can really move out of that box. That's textbook shortstop play on how to get a guy that can run.
So 2 outs now at the top of the first. Here is Garrett Jones. Jones was 5 for 11 this past weekend against the Cubs, but all 5 of those hits came in Friday's opener when he had 5 RBIs. See his numbers overall. Just 1 home run this month.
He hit one over the backstop or the ivy out there in center field here last year.
No one's inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Kyle Kendrick in his last start against the Rockies. It was a game in which the Phillies won. He allowed 4 runs in 6 innings. He scattered 8 hits over those 6 innings. Walked 2 and struck out 1. That's a pretty good pitch to a left-hander. It's going to sneak right on through. I think Ryan Howard thought Placido Polanco had a better chance at that one. And it's going to be the second hit of the inning.
It's a changeup, and he hit it off the end of the bat and found a perfect spot. Garrett Jones likes to hit in this ballpark. July 10th of last year, a little flashback action, and this is a serious bomb off Joe Blant. Look where that thing went. Ashburn Alley, over everything.
He kind of came onto the stage and came on in a very rapid way last season for the Pirates.
Well, he hit 2 home runs his first 3 games this year. Now he's only hit 5.
Ryan Church pops one up on the first pitch. Jimmy Rollins is there, and he takes care of Church. So the Pirates do get a run on the home run by Delwyn Young. 2 hits overall. They strand 1. It's the Pirates 1, the Phillies, and Jimmy Rollins coming up. Phillies starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Leading it off at center field, Shane Victorino. Placido Polanco, the second baseman, bats second. Jimmy Rollins hits third, followed by Ryan Howard, the first baseman. Jason Worth hits fifth. He's in right field. Raul Ibanez, the left fielder, bats sixth. Greg Dobbs at third base, bats seventh. Carlos Ruiz, who's back in the lineup, will hit eighth. At batting ninth and pitching, of course, is Kyle Kendrick, and they will face right-hander Charlie Morton. Morton is making his 8th start of the year, 1-6 with a 9.19 earned run average. And might sound strange, he's given up a lot of runs, Wheels, but they haven't scored a whole lot of runs for him.
They score a whole lot for him. You talk to Pirates people, and they think he has the best stuff on their staff, their starting staff, and he's just inconsistent with it, evidently. Southwest Airlines scouting report on him. He can throw a sinker in that area. Also has changeup, curveball, slider. Good stuff, but evidently in the middle of the plate a little bit and gets hurt.
Well, Shane Victorino starts things off. The Pirates pinch the corners in against Victorino. And Shane takes a fastball at the knees for a strike. Shane begins play tonight. with a .269 batting average. That's only part of the story, though. The big part of the story, 32 RBIs, which is third most in the National League.
Yeah, and he fully expected not to be leading off here tonight as he beat that one off his foot. Ball came down and it looked like a breaking ball. Look what he did in that Brewers series, and not only did he have 8 hits, but he had 7 ribbies.
Had that home run which skipped right off the top of the wall in Saturday's ball game.
Scattered the sausage race.
0-2 the count to Victorino.
They thought Randall Simon was out there.
And Shane slaps it the opposite way. It's a leadoff single. Well, the Phillies have the best average among National League teams overall, and also in the month of May. But they also have the best on-base percentage of any team in the National League in the month of May. Second best overall, and Jimmy Rollins, Shane Victorino, Placido Polanco, Chase Utley, those guys are the real reason why.
Pretty good piece of hitting there by Shane, too, with 2 strikes. Charlie Morton looked like he threw a little changeup down and away. The type of pitch, if you pull it, you're going to ground out to second. He just took it the other way. It was good hitting.
Now Polanco, who takes a pitch inside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Teams have been running on the Pirates. I talked to Bob Walk about it, one of their broadcasters, of course, a longtime Phillies pitcher. He said it's a combination of them not holding runners on real well, and he says Doman has a tremendous arm, but is not necessarily a great thrower behind home plate.
Well, the opposition has stolen 22 bases against the Pirates this year. The combination of Jason Jaramillo and Ryan Bowman have caught just 3. And you see that Charlie Morton has given up 7 stolen bases. Bowman is 2 for 23 throwing guys out this year.
Yeah, and that's a lot of times you don't know whether it's a catcher or the pitcher or a combination. Well, they're very aware of Victorino. The scouting reports on Charlie Morton said he'll throw over once, throw over twice, maybe 3 times in a row. And right on with that, there's a Philadelphia guy, Joe Kerrigan, their pitching coach. He's had his hands full this year. 17-run games, 20-run games. I said, what do you say when you go out there? He says, it's tough some nights.
Another toss over, 3 in a row to get Victorino back and get his uniform dirty.
That's what they had on the reports about him, that he will throw over there multiple times, so be ready.
Shane has stolen 5 bags this year. He's been caught just 1 time. Phillies as a team have not run anywhere near as much as they had been in past years. Part of that's that Jimmy's been on the disabled list. Shane goes, pitch is taken low. Doman hesitated, and that gives Victorino a perfect opportunity to swipe that bag.
See, that's just what Bob Walk told us. That was a great scouting report. That Doman has a strong arm, but you can see how slow his exchange was there. He didn't get the ball out of the glove and get it on the way. Once he got it on the way, that thing had some cheese. But watch, the exchange is a little slow, and now the throw is strong, but nowhere close to being able to get Victorino.
So the Phillies have a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first, trailing at 1-0, and Polanco's ahead 2-0. And he hits it the opposite way. That's gets Victorino over to third. And 1 out, and here comes Jimmy Rollins.
Classic Placido Polanco, huh? Get him over. Fans had a chance to cheer Jimmy on opening day and all the introductions and all the pregame stuff, and then when the game started, he wasn't out there.
Yeah, look what he did that first week of the season. Hit .391, a home run, and 3 runs batted in.
And he has a little gimme RBI right now, too, with everybody back. And Victorino at third. Pirates just conceding a run, as you see there here in the first inning.
He has faced Charlie Morton 5 times. He has 5 hits against him. And he pulls that one right side. That'll get the run home. This will be a tie ball game. Jimmy's retired at first, but it's a 1-1 game.
Good job by the Phillies. You know, that's a really nice run after you give up a leadoff homer. You go base hit, stolen base, and get him over, get him in with 2 ground balls. Outstanding job. And see him smiling because he had to bust it down that line. He almost had a base hit there because where that ball was hit.
Jimmy getting congratulated. That's his 4th RBI of the year. Here's Ryan Howard. Ryan hitting .289 after a 4-for-14 series against the Brewers. 16 hits in his career against the Pirates. And they have a drastic overshift on against Ryan, which is expected. And there's Charlie Manuel sharing a moment with Jimmy Rollins. And
see, that's why I put you in that 3-hole. Yes, Chase Utley. There's some RBIs there. Charlie happy to get Jimmy back too, like everybody is.
One and one the count to Ryan. Well, we talked about it during the open. Juan Castro and Wilson Valdez both did very good work in place of Jimmy. They played good defense. They were productive. 10 runs scored, 15 RBIs between the two of them. I mean, they hit just .257, but they did a lot of good things while they were in there for Jimmy.
Well, we keep talking about all these RBIs that Shane has. Well, that's because his 7 and 8 were on so much. The shortstop and the catchers. Paul Hoover was on base a lot, and Shane would come up in many situations where he had base runners and he delivered.
2-1 the count to Howard, and he hits it in the air, shallow left field. Backing up is LaRoche, the third baseman. Coming on is Church, and he makes the catch. The Phils do get the run back. They tie it up. A base hit by Victorino, a stolen base, 2 ground outs. We're all leaving at 1 as we go to the second. For each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Phillies have won 23 games. $2,300 has been donated so far just through the victories alone. And what a road trip it was for the Phillies, sweeping out the Brewers, splitting the 2 games against the Rockies. As Ryan Doumit leads it off here in the top of the second for the Pirates.
That was a weird trip. A lot of downtime with all the rain and cold weather. And the Brewers being in a little bit of the funk they're in, you kept thinking sooner or later they're going to win a game. They had 8 home runs against the Phillies over the weekend, but 7 of them were solos. For example, last night they scored both their runs on solos. So, you know, they kept them under control, and they're a pretty potent offense. They're about ready to really whip on somebody.
Ryan Doumit's a switch hitter, batting left-handed for the Pirates. And here are the Phillies splits. 13-7 on the road, 10-6 at home.
I think they're tied with the Giants for the most road wins right now in the National League. And that's a lot of wins already, 13. But that's been their MO the last few years. Win a lot on the road.
Yeah, 13 road wins for the Phillies. The Giants have 13 home wins.
Home wins. Okay. So they have the most road wins. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that over the years, that's what Charlie's teams have done. You know, they've played well at home, but they haven't just knocked it crazy here at home, but on the road they're very, very good.
Surprising thing is that the next closest to the Phillies are 3 teams with 11 wins on the road, including the Brewers.
Yeah, the Brewers just can't win at home.
2-2 the count to Doman. They play him to pull ever so slightly on the infield. That one's way inside, 3-2.
Hendricks trying to pitch inside with his fastball cutter and, you know, open up the outside part of the plate a little bit. There's Clement, who was a great prospect at one time for Seattle. Talk about a fabled college player, high school player.
That one just missed. In fact, Doman flinched a little bit before he dropped the bat. Ball 4. And a leadoff base runner for the Pirates. Home plate umpire is Gary Darling. He is the crew chief. Bruce Dreckman's over at first. Paul Emmel at second. Bill Hahn at third.
That's a ball. It was close, though. It was a nice job, too, of Carlos Ruiz there to frame that.
Will said Jeff Clement was a big-time prospect for the Mariners at one time, hitting just a $196 for the Pirates, and he pops that one up foul territory. Greg Dobbs has a beat on it. One away.
This guy hit 75 home runs in high school. He's a tremendous college player at SC, and his big league career has just been kind of spotty.
Visit the official online shop of the Phillies at Phillies.com. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear straight from the official source, the Phillies.com shop. Set no substitutes. One away for Ronnie Cedeno. And he takes a pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1. Cedeno hitting .231 overall, 3 homers and 9 runs batted in. He was part of that Jack Wilson trade a year ago. Wilson went to the Mariners. Ronnie Cedeno came over from Seattle just because the Pirates needed a shortstop, and that's kind of carried over to 2010. Pretty good player. Opposite way, little looper to foul territory, and it's 0-2. Nice play by that gentleman, using the padding from that sign and give a souvenir to the young lady next to him.
Everybody wants to look at it. It's always so cool when you see the baseball go in the stands like that. Everybody wants to take a look at it. Boy, it's dirty. What's all that mud on it? I thought these were bright and shiny. No, no, no. They are at one point, but not when they're in the game.
Toss over, and Doman's back diving. Pirates, as we mentioned, have played better of late, but they're still 5 games under 500 at 16-21.
If they could play the Cubs all the time, they'd be fine.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, this is their first game this year against anybody in the National League East. Ooh, a little bow tie for Ronnie Cedeno. It's 1-2. Now, there are some tough opponents that the Pirates have had to deal with. There's no question there's some good opponents in the Central and in the West, but not having to face anybody in the National League East just yet, you know, whether it be Joe Kerrigan or John Russell, I mean, they understand. I mean, these are some tough opponents that they have ahead of them in the NL East. On the outside corner, and Cedeno's rung up for out number 2.
That's a great pitch after, as you said, a bow tie. You know, you come up and in like that and then go away. Make a pitch like that, you have a chance to get a guy out. That's what he does. He throws a little comeback sinker there. Ball came right back over the plate, and he probably didn't want it that much of the plate, but Cedeno was, you know, he was off the plate a little bit there after getting that one up and in, and he just quit on it.
Oh, with 2 outs, the pitcher's up. Charlie Morton. And Kyle works ahead 0-1. Morton 0 for 9 this season with 7 strikeouts. In fact, he hasn't reached base yet this year. And a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Lifetime, he has 5 hits in 57 at bats.
And Morton was a 3rd rounder for the Braves. Phillies beat him in a game in Atlanta. And then he pitched a very good game against him last year in Pittsburgh.
And a strikeout for Kendrick. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kyle Kendrick after the leadoff walk. We've played 1.5 here at Citizens Bank Park. It's the Phillies 1, the Pirates 1 as Jason Worth is due up when we return. on Flyers pregame and postgame live Tuesday night before and after Game 2 against the Canadians, only on the Comcast Network. And that guy can have some info for you. Bernie Marcel Perrant, Flyers goalie. 1967 to 71, 73 to 79.
I've done a bunch of speaking engagements, played golf with him over the years.
Funny.
He's a great guy. Bernie is one of the all-time good people. He loves baseball, too. I'm not surprised to see him here. To find out where his boat is. He usually lives on his boat. I mean, he's, you know, the good goalies are kind of like kickers and relief pitchers. You know, they're evidently a little goofy. And knowing Bernie, yeah, it fits.
Well, the way this postseason has gone, that means the Flyers have had a number of goofy guys on their roster because they have used so many goaltenders this year. They've really played some great hockey.
That's what they say about them, that they're a little bit like closers, you know, because of all the pressure they have on them.
Bernie Perrant won 2 Stanley Cup championships. Stanley Cup trophies, excuse me, with the Flyers.
He's a beauty, Tom.
He is.
Just laugh thinking about him.
Here's Jason Wirth riding a 6-game hitting streak into tonight's ball game. 7 homers and 27 runs batted in. And a breaking ball that slides in for strike 2. It's 0-2 to Jason. Jason is not only first in doubles in the National League with 19. He's also leading in extra base hits. He's been on base in 35 of the 36 games the Phillies have played. And he hits one foul the opposite way. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Jennifer Gatos of Newark, Delaware. If Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, then Jennifer will win $100. Standing room only out in Ashburn Alley. And the 0-2 pitch. Hit toward right field. Backing up on it is Jones, and he makes the grab.
Yeah, nice note here, Tom. Charlie Morton has a local angle. His mom Jean, his brother, or his uncle Jack, and his uncle Bob Filesticker Jr. grew up in Bucks County, and I might add they were all Penn Staters, by the way.
Is that why you read that?
Well, no, it's a nice story.
Yes, it is.
Jean, his mom, got her MD at the Temple Med School in '75, then married Charlie's father, Chip Morton, and they were living in Flemington, New Jersey when Charlie was born.
Oh, okay.
And then they moved to Trumbull, Connecticut.
Raul Ibanez hits one foul.
And their grandfather, his grandfather, was in a kind of a nasty car accident recently, and they really wanted to come to the game, but he's not able to do that. Bob Sr., so wish him the best in his recovery. But there is a local angle there for Charlie Morton.
Charlie Morton, if he would have stayed in Flemington, would have went to Hunterdon Central High School.
Mm-hmm. Maybe to Rutgers.
Could have gone to Rutgers.
Yeah.
Oh, what could have been, Wheels?
Or he could have been a Nittany.
I was just thinking he could have just followed the family.
Right, with all his family members.
On the outside corner at the knees to Ibanez. It's no balls at 2 strikes. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Mets lead the Braves 2-0. Top of the second, Rod Barajas, a 2-run double.
Shoot a hose on him. He's unbelievable. He may be their leading RBI guy.
Towards center field, McCutcheon spins around a little bit. And 2 fly ball outs here in the second. That game features Mike Pelfrey against Derek Lowe.
Well, the Mets really got smoked in that series down in Florida. And they lost some pitchers down there. They put Ali Perez in the bullpen. Knees hurt himself again yesterday early in that game, had to come out.
And with 2 away, here's Greg Dobbs, who is hitting 172 overall, but he has really good numbers, as you saw, against the Pirates in limited at-bats. When Chase Utley went home with the flu-like symptoms today, there was some thought that Juan Castro would play second and Polanco would stay at third, but Charlie decided to give Greg Dobbs a chance to get some at-bats. And it's 1-1.
Well, Dobbs can be a very good pinch hitter, but like all pinch hitters, he really needs to play once in a while, get some at-bats, and this was a good chance with Chase not being able to play tonight to give Dobbs a chance to get some at-bats.
He's already made one really good play over third. 2-1 the count to Greg. Phillies have been on a very good run here in the month of May, and because of that, a lot of their bench players have not had an opportunity to get many at bats as starters. Now some have because of injuries, but others have not. Line drive, foul. And it's 2-2.
Rod Barajas has 22 RBIs, second on the Mets to David Wright's 26. Thank you to Carl Graber for our stat guy for that.
Well, while those guys are collecting ribbies, so are the Phillies as a team. Look what the Phillies have done here in the month of May. A .305 batting average in May. There's Jimmy trying to help Greg Dobbs along, and another foul ball for Dobbs, and it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Charlie Morton was acquired by the Pirates last year in that deal that sent Nate McLeod to the Atlanta Braves. He was the key to that deal. And there were a couple other guys that were acquired in that trade, but he was the key. Braves thought he had a pretty bright future ahead of him. And the Pirates think the same. Pirates' objective over the last few years has been to stockpile young players, including Ross Ohlendorf, Andy LaRoche, who's over at third base, Clement, who's over at first base, as they've gotten rid of some of their guys that were due some new contracts over the last couple of years. And a swing and a miss, and Dobbs is down on strikes. 1, 2, 3 go the Phils here in the bottom of the second inning. 6 in a row retired by Charlie Morton. We head on to the third. Forum section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, the question is, can you name the 3 Pirates that have hit 30 or more home runs in 4 consecutive seasons? I think that's a tough one. The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning.
Well, you know, you're probably going to go back to the 70s and try one guy who was pretty good in the 70s. You got to use him.
There would be some truth there.
Yeah. They had a pretty good home run hitter that played on this team that wore number 8.
Well, you're halfway there. Well, now you're third of the way
yeah,
there.
3. You got to get 3 of them.
Owen Young, the batter. And the count 2 balls and no strikes to Young.
30 or more, 4 straight seasons.
Yes.
Consecutive seasons.
That would be straight. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Young homered his first time up. And he hits one towards center field off the end of the bat. Victorino moves over and 1 away. Well, from Citizens Bank Park, another capacity crowd on hand. An overcast evening along with Chris Wheeler. I'm Tom McCarthy. Glad to be home after the 2 games in Colorado and the 3 in Milwaukee. Crowds were great in Milwaukee, very energetic. A lot of Phillies fans made it to Wisconsin for that series. But obviously more Phillies fans here And now the Phillies will get a chance to play a week at home. 2 here against the Pirates, 2 against the Cubs, and then 3 against the Red Sox. Yeah. Interleague play is upon us.
And it's nice for them this week when you play these 2-2s that you're at home and don't have to travel. They get in kind of late this morning. Plane landed about 3:15 this morning. So they're happy to be home for these 4 games, and then the 3 with the Red Sox.
1-1 the count as Kendrick delivers that sinker for a strike to Andy LaRoche, who's 0 for 1. Retired on a fine play by Greg Dobbs his first time up. Opposite way, right at Polanco. Well, speaking of clubs coming to Citizens Bank Park, the Braves will be here the first week of July, beginning Monday, July 5th at 7:05. It's a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night. Tuesday the 6th at the IBEW Local 98 Charlie Manuel Louisville Slugger Bat for fans 14 and under. Wednesday the 7th is a 7:05 start. You can get your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. Tonight is also a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night here at the ballpark. Folks are capitalizing on it everywhere. Andrew McCutcheon's the hitter with 2 away. And he hits one sharply towards short, gobbled up by Rollins. How about this inning for Kyle Kendrick? 1-2-3 for Kendrick. That means that he'll go back to the dugout. Fans can go back to the concession stands rather quickly on Dollar Dog Night. It's a 1-1 game. Dealers by Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEF now. By Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And by your participating Philadelphia area Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDealer.com. Last of the third, the Phillies and the Pirates tied at 1. At the bottom of the order for the Phillies to lead things off, Carlos Ruiz, who's been out with a sore knee for the last 4 games. How about the job Paul Hoover has done in place of Carlos Ruiz these last 4 games?
He was terrific.
I mean, when Carlos last left us, he was on a pretty torrid pace, as you saw there.
Yeah, they got lucky. They really felt fortunate that there's Paul, who has done such a great job, that Carlos didn't injure his knee more severely last week, and there were just a few days to get it ready.
Paul Hoover was 5 for 10, as you see there, with 2 RBIs against the Brewers in the absence of Ruiz. As Carlos has the count even 1 ball and 1 strike. Not only that, he did a fantastic job behind the plate in those 3 games against the Brewers. There's Brian Schneider, who has been doing some treatment, trying to get himself healthy and back on this roster. 1-1 is hit foul, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Give Phillies minor league people a lot of credit. You know what they were able to do, signing 6-year free agents, bringing Castro here, just the depth that they've had so far this year that have been able to fill in, and they're 10 games over 500 with all these problems. It's been amazing.
Carlos lays off, and it's 2-2. Around baseball, even at this point in the year, there are a number of teams that are battling the injury bug. It's just part of the game. But it's how you play when your key players go down that could dictate success or failure.
Absolutely. You know, there's a lot more guys in the DL nowadays. You just treat it differently than you used to. Much more cautious approach.
Three-two pitch to Carlos. Swung on, chopped toward the hole, diving, stopped by LaRoche from his knee, no chance. The ball wanders behind the mound, and Carlos is going to have another base hit. And I say another base hit because prior to coming up with that knee injury, he was 4 for his last 7, so he's 5 for his last 8.
Yeah, LaRoche, as you said, Tom, made a great play, and then he was trying to make the transfer, and nothing real good happened for him. See right here, he goes hard to his left. Now, he's thinking about trying to pop up. But when he goes to make the transfer, then the ball goes in his hand. And then it slips out. And it looked like it went straight down after that. That was a little pratfall there, but a nice stop.
Now Kyle Kendrick will try to sacrifice Ruiz up to second. He bunts it in the air. No chance for Ruiz to advance. He'll have to hurry back, and does. 1 away. Hey, every time the Phillies retire the opposing team in order, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Well, guess what? Kyle Kendrick retired the Pirates in order in the top of the 3rd. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Xfinity Triple Play, your complete lineup for digital TV, high-speed internet, and home phone. One gone here in the 3rd. Back to the top of the order for Shane Victorino, who scored the run for the Phillies in the 1st. And the bouncer foul past Davey Lopes. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, first time this year the Red Sox are in New York to take on the Yankees, and the Yankees are leading at 5-0 in the top of the 2nd. Looks like it's going to be a heck of a battle between the Yankees and the Rays. I figure the Red Sox are going to get in the mix eventually, just not tonight. Daisuke Matsuzaka was making the start for the Red Sox in that one, and Phil Hughes is starting for the Yankees.
Means the Phillies would get Matsuzaka this weekend if he started tonight. Somebody had it figured out that they're going to miss Lester. We'll just see what happens. But Lester may be maybe he is their best pitcher. He came in here last year and just dominated them in the game.
1-1 the count to Victorino. Inside, nearly hit him. Oh, it did hit him. Hit him right on the leg. I thought he got out of the way, and the Phillies have 2 runners aboard.
3rd batter that Charlie Morton's hit this year.
Yeah, he's hit 3 batters, and he's thrown 4 wild pitches. That one just got the leg of Victorino. It continues to rain here. In fact, a little harder here in the bottom of the 3rd. So 2 runners on. 1 man down, and here's Placido Polanco. Polanco grounded out to second his first time up. You look at that in the line score and say just another ground out, but it did move Victorino over to 3rd, and then a ground out by Jimmy Rollins scored him.
Yep, he gave himself up, and then they were able to get the run with Jimmy with the infield back, and another ground ball. A nice run for them in the 1st inning.
We mentioned during the open to tonight's telecast that the leadoff spot and the number 2 spot have been the 2 most productive 1-2s in the National League. And that's from an RBI standpoint.
Well, that goes back to what we were talking about before, how the 7, 8, 9 were getting on base. Because
that's true.
Your 1 and 2 hole hitters aren't going to knock in a lot of runs up there unless the bottom of the order's on base. And that's what's happened for them. And Charlie talks about it all the time, that if you want to win in the National League, you better get the 7, 8, 9 out. If not, you're going to get hurt. And the Phillies have been hurting other teams because they have not been able to get the 7, 8, 9 out.
Line drive towards center field. Victorino, Ruiz read it beautifully. He'll hold up at third because that ball was dropping as soon as it left the bat. As he approached third, he turned back a little bit. And the bases are now loaded. That was a bullet by Polanco.
Yeah, and it was hit so hard. And with one out, Sam Perlaza was not going to take any chance to try and score Ruiz with Jimmy Rollins coming out. There it is. It's a line drive right at McCutcheon. You see, Carlos Ruiz knew the ball was going to drop, and he gave Sam a chance to score him if something had gone wrong out there. He took one look at it. You know, technically, you're supposed to take a look and have an idea where it is, see where the outfielders are, and then when you run, don't look back. Because you rely on the third base coach when the play's behind you like that. But he's not going to score anyway.
Well, he's got that bum knee as Joe Kerrigan comes out to talk to Charlie Morton. The Pirates outfielders have the most assists in the National League. They have 12 this season. They had the most last year as well.
It's just not a spot where you send a guy in the third inning in the third inning with one out and the middle of the order coming up.
So Ruiz is on third. Sam Perlaza, third base coach, made that decision.
Now Sam Perlaza's way down the third baseline. Look, he's all the way down here to make sure Carlos Ruiz picks him up and he stops him early. That also, the other reason why he's so far down the line was to get a good look at what was happening out there.
Jimmy pops it up into shallow left. Cedeno, the shortstop, makes the catch. No infield fly rule because it was so far out. And Jimmy's retired for the second out.
Now he goes up there. He's getting a little antsy there, of course, in an RBI situation, trying to make something happen, not get behind in the count. He hasn't played for a long time, and he just didn't get a good swing.
I thought Carlos was hovering down the line because Domet went out to talk to Morton, and nobody was covered at home plate, and the time wasn't called.
And as you mentioned, no infield fly rule there because there's nothing routine about that to the very end where the umpires would deem it a routine fly ball where they would put up the right arm for an infield fly.
So the bases remain loaded. Here's Howard. He flied out to left his first time up. 0 for 1. Phillies have a nice opportunity here to maybe get some runs. And a changeup floats over the inside corner for a strike. 0-1. Ryan with the most grand slams in Phillies history. He's got Ruiz at third, Victorino at second, and over at first is Polanco.
Ryan Howard does not see many fastballs. You know, that series in Milwaukee was unbelievable the way they pitched it. And right here, Charlie Morton's gone change-up breaking ball to him. And he doesn't see a whole lot of fastballs, especially in RBI situations like this.
See what Delwyn Young, the second baseman, is. He's in shallow right. Ooh, a changeup up, and it's taken for a strike. It's 1-2.
Another changeup. He thought it was high. But there you go. No fastball again. Changeup, breaking ball, changeup.
Mary Darling, the home plate umpire. And that one's in the dirt. 2-2. It's a breaking ball from Morton. It's a curve.
Yeah, he'll throw curve and slider along with a changeup. You got a little guessing game going on right now. I mean, Ryan Howard, I don't know what you're thinking right now. You always have to be careful with 2 strikes. You can't necessarily foul this guy's fastball off because he throws hard.
2-2 the count to Howard. Way inside. 3-2. Actually came back pretty good. I said way inside because Ryan moved, but it came back.
He throws that little comebacks fastball there, a sinker. And he threw one there at 95. That's the point I was making. It's hard to foul one off. If you're looking for something off speed with 2 strikes, a lot of times the hitter's going to think, well, I can foul his fastball off, but not this guy.
Lefties are hitting .360 against Morton. Ryan Howard's a left-handed hitter here. And the 3-2 pitch. Bounced on the ground, opposite way, a base hit. It got right past Victorino. He's going to coast home. A 2-run single for Howard. Boy, did he fight that pitch off. And the Phillies lead it 3-1.
Yeah, and he got a fastball. I don't know whether Shane shielded LaRoche a little bit or not there. But that ball came very close to hitting him. Now here's a sequence to Ryan, who sees all off-speed stuff until the last two. Starts it with a changeup, gets it over. Breaking ball misses. Gets a changeup over here, even though they thought it was high. Breaking ball misses. And out's 2-2. Now here's that comeback fastball. Missed. And the 3-2, same pitch, in on his hands, fought it off. 2-run single. Nice piece of hitting there, and found that hole.
2 RBIs for Ryan. He is 25 of the year. Here's Jason Worth. Jason takes a fastball low. Jason flied to right his first time up. So the Phillies lead it 3-1 here in the bottom of the third. Nobody was happier than Jimmy Rollins. We saw a shot of that because Jimmy popped up right before Ryan Howard. And Ryan, as they say, picked him up with his 2-run single. I think that Jason's gotten that sentiment from a number of folks since spring training began. He's trimmed it up a little bit since the first week of spring training. 2-1 the count to him. Breaking ball. Jason checked his swing according to the first base umpire Bruce Streckman. 3-1.
Another situation where the Phillies are making started for a lot of pitches too. Charlie Morton's at 50 right now. 2 outs in the third inning.
Blanco leading off second base. Howard's off first. Jason's got a couple good fastballs from Morton to hit.
This guy's throwing 94, 95 with his fastball.
He has thrown 25 pitches this inning. A little rain shower continues here in the third. And the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, deep toward right field. Backing up is Jones. Gone! 3-run opposite field home run for Jason Worth. The Phillies now lead it 6-1 here in the bottom of the third. And Jennifer Gatos of Newark, Delaware, you've just won $100. Compliments of the McDonald's home run jackpot.
Kept throwing him fastballs away, 95 away, bang, into the seats in right field. Jason Worth can really take that pitch away and slam it. Hit line drives the way that he does, and he gets one out to right field. 5 runs with 2 outs in this inning.
And a 6-1 lead. Ibanez lifts it in the air to right. That one was toward the end of the bat. Jones waiting through the rain, and he makes the catch. 8 men came to the plate in the inning. A 2-run single by Ryan Howard, and a 3-run bullet off the bat of that guy, Jason Worth, opposite way. And his home run gives the Phils a 6-1 lead as we go to the fourth. It's called The Phillies, an Extraordinary Tradition, a hardcover coffee table book. It's the definitive pictorial history of the Phillies, featuring over 400 photos, plus rare pieces of memorabilia and original essays from Phillies stars past and present. It's a 252-page book. It covers the storied 128-year history of Phillies baseball. Get it now by calling 877-GO-PHILS or at the Majestic Clubhouse store or online in the fans section at Phillies.com. Gary Matthews joins us here in the fourth. Sarge, take it away on that swing.
Yeah, just long arms, good swing, fastball, didn't overswing on it, and he can hit it out any place in this ballpark. Center field, right field.
And what a reaction he got from the crowd as he went out to his position, which has been happening, well, over the years here in Philadelphia, but it's been happening a lot this year for Jason Worth. Garrett Jones leads it off against Kyle Kendrick here in the fourth. And the count 1-1 to Jones. Jones singled right through the hole on the right side his first time up. And it's 1-2. Good pitch by Kendrick. He's been getting that comeback sinker a few times during the first 3 or 4 innings.
A little two-seamer that's coming back. Again, wants to keep it down and wants to get ground balls early in the count if he can.
And a call, strike 3. Beautiful pitch from Kendrick, 1 away here in the fourth. He's
got a little backdoor breaking ball on that pitch. Excellent pitch on the outside part of the plate. That's where he would just like to continue to stay right there. Umpires calling him there, and Mr. Darling, keep it right there.
Well, 3 strikeouts now for Kendrick, Sarge, and all 3 have been looking strikes. That tells you there's some late movement on those pitches.
Fooling the hitter, that's what you want to do.
Ryan Church takes one at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Church played in 111 games last year for the Braves and the Mets. Starting tonight in left field for Lasting's Millage. Part of that is because his numbers were so good against Kendrick coming in. 5 for 9 coming into this ball game against Kyle Kendrick. Plus he's a left-hander, so they want to put as many lefties in the lineup as they can. And a swing and a miss, and Church is down on strikes. 2 outs here in the fourth inning. All right, we saw against Garrett Jones that ball on the outside part of the plate, and their Sarge looked to be that changeup that we talked about before.
Yeah, either changeup or that slider that broke kind of down and in just a little bit on him to get him off of that pitch, and that's what he needs, to come in, a pitch that he can get those lefties off of him. And that pitch that breaks down and in will do just that.
Well, there's a pitch that's down and in. Now, that's not necessarily the same pitch, but I asked you earlier tonight, I said, how can Kyle learn to get lefties out? That's what you said, is to be able to neutralize them with something like that changeup.
Neutralize
or
them,
the slider.
Stay ahead of the hitters. You stay ahead of the hitters. You can expand the zone, which means that they're going to swing at pitches that normally wouldn't be strikes. But you have to be around the plate in order for that to happen. And if he's around the plate, he'll get those kind of strikes.
Well, aside from the home run to start the ball game, he has been around the plate. That's another good pitch right there. He came back with a changeup, back-to-back changeups, and it's 1-2 to Ryan Doman.
It's been a good pitch for him so far tonight, being able to throw that changeup.
That one's hit hard, and it's through. And it's a 2-out single for Doman.
I'll give him a little credit on that. Good pitch, though, by Kyle Kendrick. Ball was down. He just beat that ball right in the hole. Again, that's what he wants, his ground balls.
2 outs and a runner at first. Here's Jeff Clement, who popped out to third his first time up. 6-1 Phillies. A 5-run third has blown it open so far, as Clement takes a pitch low, and it's 1-0. Jason Worth's 3-run home run followed Ryan Howard's 2-run opposite field single. Both players going the opposite way with their RBIs.
Well, that's what makes Jason so valuable. He's become a real good right-handed hitter. And to be able to hit behind Ryan Howard, you have to be. And you got to have confidence, and he does.
Chopper, glove, nicely by Howard. Easy trot to the bag. Nice inning for Kyle Kendrick. He allows a 2-out single, picks up a couple of strikeouts. We have played 3.5 here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies lead the Pirates by 5. Grab your bag. It's on. Buy Xfinity from Comcast, proud partner of the Phillies. Buy the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly. And buy the Quality Plus 4 dealers. Last of the 4th inning, 6-1 Phillies. Game 1 of 2 against the Pirates. It'll be Greg Dobbs, Carlos Ruiz, and Kyle Kendrick facing right-hander Charlie Morton. Sarge, the Pirates have gone 17 consecutive years without having a winning season. How things have changed since you were a Major League ball player.
Oh, boy. I mean, there used to be a club that you could always count on that had big sticks in the lineup and would give you a run for your money.
Dobbs is a little out in front of that one, and that gentleman had it sized up perfectly, and he just missed it. That lady who is 2 seats away from him is very entertained by the fact that he missed it. 0-2 the count. Well, you never want to, if you're a baseball team, you never want to look and chuckle at all at the struggles of a club or at the garb that some of the fans are wearing. That's very entertaining. There must be 3 Jason Worth fans right there.
It looks like it.
They picked the right guy to sit behind because we found them because that gentleman missed that ball. But anyway, Sarge, things change so often in this game, but that's a long time to not have a winning season for a prized franchise.
Well, it sure is. I mean, they can get right in the same boat with those Chicago Cubs, although the Cubs have won a few more games. It's not going to postseason or the World Series.
Right, but the Pirates have won the World Series.
Yeah, the Pirates have won the World Series and have had a drought in winning ball games over the last decade. Got to look at your scouts more so for that.
Dobbs rips it, foul. Just trying to give that guy another chance for a souvenir. And it remains no balls and 2 strikes. Well, back in 1997, it was the closest during this stretch that the Pirates have gotten to 500. They finished 2nd in the division, but still were under 500. Now back to 2007, they were The front office changed management. Frank Coonley, Philadelphia guy, by the way, Penn State grad, went to William Tennant High School in Bucks County. He was named the president. Neil Huntington was brought in as the general manager. And they've kind of stockpiled young players all around the diamond, like Charlie Morton. And they've mixed in a couple of veterans, like Ronnie Cedeno at shortstop. There's Andrew McCutcheon, who was their prize prospect. But they have a couple more down in the minor leagues that they're hoping are going to help out, like Pedro Alvarez. Breaking ball inside, 2-2 to Dobbs.
Hard to win with a lot of young players on your team, and especially guys that would not be superstars. Take a look at Mr. Russell there, the manager. Cedeno was in the Chicago Cubs organization for a number of years.
Dobbs lines one toward right field. Jones on the run. He's not going to get it off the scoreboard, and Greg will have a long single, and that's because he scorched it.
Well, he sure did. He was looking at that ball all the way. Just came right back. No chance, though, to get to second base. They hit that ball so hard. Hit a good pitch, too. Went down and got that pitch as he drove it. Take a look at it. Watch where the pitch is. That ball's down and actually going away. Put a good stroke on that ball. A little bit higher and has himself a home run.
That's a good at bat by Greg Dobbs. Fouled off a number of pitches, gets the base hit. He's aboard for Carlos Ruiz. Carlos reached on an infield single that started the 5-run rally for the Phils in the last inning. And he's ahead 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, Carlos continues to see the ball at the plate. He's been very steady just about the whole year. Hasn't been swinging at a lot of high fastballs, and getting a good pitch to hit has been his key, evident of all the walks that he has.
Jeff Karstens is up and loosening for the Pirates. And a changeup's over. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. It's been a heck of a month for Carlos Ruiz. Injury aside, it's caused him to miss the last 3 games, 3.5 games, I should say. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Carlos. And he pulls that one just foul.
Well, as a player, too, though, Tom, excuse me, you just really hate to, got it wrapped up there in his little rain gear. In that poncho. Well, you can bring your glove, you can bring your poncho.
I'm not sure if he actually, there it is. Okay, he does have it.
They keep passing around. You want it? No. Do you want it?
It's a little high pitch there that Ruiz tried to pull, and he's down swinging. 1 out. So 1 away here in the 4th inning. Talking about the Pirates' struggles the last 17 seasons. I mean, look at this: 62 wins, 67, 68 the last 3 years. We mentioned back in 1997, 79 and 83, they finished 2nd in the league. Look at 95, 94, and even 93. This was after the Bobby Bonilla, Barry Bonds, Andy Van Slyke years. Even before that, as we mentioned, when Sarge was playing, as Kendrick tries to hit at that ball. That ball hit him. I don't know if it hit him or the bat.
Well, if it hit him, he'd be in a little bit more pain than that. Be shaking that hand, but that does shake you up when that ball comes up and in. Take a look at it. He's out in front. That ball's tailing in all the way, and it does hit the bat. Take another look at it. Umpire can hear that as it hits that bat.
Kyle squares again. And a breaking ball, and Pirates thought he offered at him. Bruce Dreckman says he did. First base umpire called it an offer, and it's 0-2.
Tough pitch to bunt after you get a fastball up and in, and you get a slider breaking away.
Dobbs leads off first.
Well, he's got him charging at the corners, and it is up to him if he wants to slug bunt. where you have the bat out in front like you're going to bunt, then you take it back and you swing it, try and get that ball on the ground someplace.
Runner goes, and Kyle takes it high. The throw way offline. Again, Doman has this hesitation before he throws the ball. And he wouldn't have gotten Dobbs anyway because Dobbs had a fantastic jump. And that's the second stolen base of the night for the Phillies.
Yeah, arm doesn't seem very strong, but look at the jump, though, that Dobbs gets as he looks back around and steals it with ease.
So 2-2 the count. Let's see what Kendrick does here with Dobbs at second. He's going to swing away, and a breaking ball locks him up. Back-to-back strikeouts for Morton. 2 outs as we go back to the top of the order. Hey, after the game, get expert analysis from former Philly Ricky Metallico, plus exclusive clubhouse reactions on Phillies Post-Game Live, presented by Sloan Toyota, right here on Comcast Sports Game. That stole a base for Dobbs, his 9th in his career. Davey Lopes is going to try to get all those stolen bases back in one night that the Phillies have not been getting over the last few weeks.
I haven't been very happy about the guys not running.
Victorino out in front, nubs that one foul. Shane has scored 2 runs tonight. He's been hit by a pitch and single. And having Jimmy Rollins back tonight, and back for good, should help the running game. That means that Davey has a couple of guys at the top of the order that can swipe bags. And if Victorino moves down, a guy in the bottom of the order that can swipe a bag or 2. Shane has been so good that he's taken over the top spot as the Phillies' leading hitter with runners in scoring position. He's got Dobbs at second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, his biggest problem is not getting his foot down at times. When he gets it down, he becomes a tremendous hitter, and he has been so far.
Line drive caught. And Victorino is retired for the first time tonight. Phillies trying to runner at second here in the 4th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We head to the 5th with the Phillies up by 5. Second at 7:05. It's the start of a 3-game series here at the ballpark. It all wraps up with a Citizens Bank Business Person Special on the 24th of June. Get your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. There'll be one more interleague series here before all is said and done, right after the Indians are in town. Toronto Blue Jays will be here for 3 in that series that was moved from Toronto down to Philadelphia. Blue Jays will be the home team. As Ronnie Cedeno out in front pops one up behind home plate and back into the seats. Tickets for that series will go on sale this Friday beginning at 9 a.m. So it'll be an opportunity to get some tickets to a 3-game set against the Blue Jays. 1-1 pitch to Cedeno. And a sinker at the knees. It's 1-2. Kendrick took a step off the mound thinking that was strike 3. It was a pretty good pitch, but it evens up now at 2-2. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the D-backs lead the Marlins 4-0. That's in the top of the 3rd. Stephen Drew has an RBI and a base hit for Arizona. And a base hit inside the third base bag for Cedeno, heading down to the corner. Ibanez will get it in quickly, and Cedeno's at second with his 4th double of the year. Well, you go from thinking you got a guy rung up, and then you give up a 2-base hit.
He came inside there. It was getting him out of the way. Now watch this ball. It's going to come right back to his swing. Right back to his swing. Started out, but then it came right back to his swing. And he's another guy you can get out with sliders. He had pretty good balance, however, on that particular pitch.
So Cedeno's at second, and it's a little surprising that Aki Iwamura will pinch hit for Charlie Morton here in the top of the 5th inning. Morton's given up 6 runs in the game. So here's Iwamura, who's battling a hamstring problem. He's 0 for his last 26. And his 2 hits in his last 43 at bats. And you see there 1 for his last 40. I mean, the struggles have gone on and on and on for Iwamura of late. And he pulls one foul. Charlie Morton, by the way, threw just 73 pitches. He's that guy who brought his glove, made a nice catch. 6 runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts for Morton. I guess John Russell's thinking, well, I don't want to let this one get out of control. It's already a 5-run deficit they're dealing with.
Well, then, too, with a runner on second base, nobody out, trying to get a run. We're trying to make sure that he's able to pull that ball and get him over in scoring position.
Oh, 2 pitch. Iwamura was with the Tampa Bay Rays when the Phillies beat the Rays for the World Series championship. Traded to the Pirates this past offseason for Jesse Chavez. He's got Cedeno on second with nobody out here in the 5th.
Here's what I'm talking about, that slider that would be down and in if he had that pitch. Usually he'll throw the backdoor slider, which means it's going to hit the outside part of the plate.
And that's been effective a couple of times tonight.
It's like he wants to change up.
And a chopper glove by Kendrick. He wouldn't even mind Cedeno going over to third. He'll get the out at first with a 5-run lead. Although if he looked, he may have been able to freeze Cedeno and keep him at second. But he gets the out, 1 out here in the 5th.
Yeah, I thought him going off the bag, he catches that and turns around. He has him dead to right. You can see exactly where he is now. Now watch when he catches it. Cedeno takes off. He never either takes a look there. Here's your runner right there. So if he turns around and looks, I guarantee you that runner probably will stop. Now you can chase him down and get the lead runner, but he did get it out.
And Young swats the first pitch foul over the Pirates dugout. No balls and 1 strike to him. He homered his first time up, flied out to center his last time to the plate. Cedeno's on third. The normal leadoff hitter for the Pirates is Iwamura, even with all his struggles. Kyle's had 2 outings this year where he has been really on top of his game from the start to the finish. There was the outing against the Braves on the 20th of April when he went 8 innings, allowed 4 hits, no runs. And then on the 5th of May against the Cardinals. Now, his last outing, we mentioned he allowed 4 runs and scattered 8 hits over 6 innings. I thought he battled in that outing, though, Sarge.
Well, he really did battle. You know, and again, when you don't have exceptional stuff, that you have to be able to battle. And then for Kyle, he's got to more so be able to hit his spots because he can't get away with leaving it out over the plate.
Chopper right side. That'll get a run home, but he'll exchange the run for the out. 2 away here in the 5th inning. So an RBI for Young, his 2nd RBI of the night, as Cedeno crosses the plate. And that'll bring Andy LaRoche to the plate. LaRoche is 0 for 2. He is lined out, and he's grounded out to third. Young being congratulated.
Yes, losing his control a little bit this inning. Not hitting the spot. He's got to continue to keep that ball down. 1 pitch sets up the next pitch.
Towards shortstop, Jimmy charges, scoops it up, throws on the run in time to retire LaRoche. So the Pirates get a run on 1 base hit. They do not strand anybody. Middle of the 5th, it'll be Placido Polanco, Jimmy Rollins, and Ryan Howard due up against a new pitcher. School sophomores, juniors, and seniors as Extraordinary Scholars of the Month. It's in conjunction with Cabrini College and Southwest Airlines. Submit a 500-word or less essay discussing their positive impact on their community. You must have a B average or a 3.0 GPA. Enter by May 28th through Phillies.com/scholar. New pitcher for the Pirates. It's right-hander Jeff Karstens, former Yankee prospect. And he's on to face 2, 3, and 4 for the Phillies. Phillies lead it by 4, 6-2. Karstens takes over for Charlie Morton. Placido Polanco singled and scored his last time up. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike to him.
Well, he is your ideal second hitter because he can hit behind the runner when runners are on. He usually sees a number of pitches and he usually squares that ball up.
There's a high breaking ball taken for a strike, and it's 1-2. See Karstens' numbers: 5th ball game, 1 win, 1 loss, a 5.59 ERA. Started the year down in AAA, and he rings Polanco up for strike 3.
Polanco thinking the ball was up in the zone. It could be a breaking ball. Take a look at it. He starts it off high. Borderline. So he was getting ready to pull the trigger. One thing you like about him, though, he had his hands back.
Well, Gary Darling, the home plate umpire, Sarge, has called that high pitch during this ball game so far. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Jimmy Rollins. Jimmy's 0 for 2. He's got an RBI and a ground out. He's also popped out. And he pulls that one for a base hit. So Jimmy's aboard with 1 out here in the 5th inning. And Sarge, you know, the rest of Jimmy's teammates are at a point where their batting average won't roller coaster too much, you know, with a few hits here or a few hitless games there. Jimmy's batting average is going to roller coaster still because he doesn't have many at bats.
No doubt about it. And coming back, all he wants to do, though, is when you start off, hit the ball solid. He's already contributed, and you know what he can do defensively.
What's the odds that he takes off to show that that calf is okay?
Well, obviously that is up to him, and you know you don't want him to run unless it is okay. But since he's back, it should be just about 100%.
Karstens trying to keep him close, just with a step-off move. Phillies have already stolen 2 bases tonight against the Pirates. Jimmy's measuring his lead. Yeah, good size lead. Ryan takes a curveball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Ryan Howard has a 2-run single. He's also flied to left. His 2-run single was part of the 5-run third the Phillies had. Jimmy leads the National League in consecutive steals without being caught. Chase Utley was just caught recently. He had that lead.
Looks like he wants to run. He's leaning a little bit at first base.
And a quick toss over, and Rollins is back diving.
They think you're going to steal. They're going to hold the ball. And when you hold the ball, what happens is that runner just kind of gets lulled to sleep, if you will. Not just as getting ready to go where you can just pick him up and then go. Once you pick that sign up and the way he's going to throw, you can go. But when they hold it, it just makes you kind of just feet in cement, if you will.
Well, his feet were frozen there for a moment before he dove back. It was such an important part of the game for the Phillies the last couple of years, the running game.
See him getting back there. Got back in plenty of time.
Jimmy doesn't go. The Pirates thought he might. A pitch out, and the count is even 1 ball and 1 strike. Now that time, he didn't even blink. He didn't even move a step toward the second base bag.
Well, when a manager pitches out, he's pitching out and guessing with the runner, because a lot of these guys are on their own on the bases, meaning that they're not getting a sign. They go when they think they get the jump.
He breaks, takes a pitch for a strike, and it's 1-2. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Cardinals lead the Nationals 4-0. Bottom of the first, David Freese has 2 RBIs. A triple. Phillies begin play tonight, 4 games ahead of the Marlins and the Nationals, and both are losing tonight. Phillies lead at 6-2 here this evening. 1-2 the count to Howard. And Ryan offered at it, and he's rung up for the second out. But he is just seeing a buffet of curveballs.
Yeah, and off-speed pitches, change-ups, and you're right about that. Let's see if he still continues to throw the breaking ball. This was a good curveball there. It started up high and going out of the strike zone. Howard not happy about that. Well, there are times we talk about staying on the fastball, but this is a situation where he's a fastball hitter. You can go out and look for that breaking ball. And so far, he's thrown a lot of off-speed pitches.
Jason Worth hit a 3-run home run his last time up, opposite way. Gave the Phillies a 6-1 lead. Up here again with Rollins on first. And he fouls that one right between the legs of Doman. No balls and 1 strike. How much do you think this calf injury that Jimmy sustained, how much do you think it will take at least that first stolen base to make him feel even better? Or do you think he's moving well enough now where it's not even on his mind?
I don't even think he would have come back unless he felt that he was going to be able to contribute in all phases of the game. How about this in the third inning where Jason catches a fastball and drives it into right field. Line drive.
One and one the count to Jason. And he lays off, and it's 2-1.
That was his fastball there, right around 88, 87. Don't want to be over anxious with a guy that doesn't throw the ball hard.
In the air to left field. Pretty well hit. Towering shot into the alleyway. Ryan Church has room, and he makes the catch to retire the side. The Phillies get a base hit. They strand one. We go to the 6th here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies lead it 6-2. Shane Victorino. When Jimmy Rollins needed time off, it was Shane's job to lead off. lead off and lead the Phillies is just what he has done. Batting nearly 300 in the top spot, the center fielder has delivered with his bat on a nightly basis and tripled the excitement on the base paths. When Charlie made the call, Victorino answered. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Well, Shane really has been impressive during these last few weeks, leading it off for the Phillies, leading it off again tonight because Chase Utley's under the weather and Jimmy Rollins is batting third. And Shane has already scored 2 runs. Phillies lead it 6-2 as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Andrew McCutchen starts it off. He's grounded out to Rollins both times tonight. 0 for 2. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike now to McCutchen.
One of their better players, and it definitely is a star in the league at a young age.
Well, this, he brings up a debate, Sarge, that I think we've seen all around the league. You can talk about it with Jimmy Rollins and whether he is the perfect leadoff hitter for a team. You can talk about it with Jose Reyes from the Mets, who was batting third for the last month, now is back in the leadoff spot for the Mets. Hanley Ramirez with the Marlins, who's the number 3 hitter this year. If you're the Pirates, where is McCutchen better? Leadoff or third, which is where he's been most of this season? I mean, what do you think as a former hitting coach?
I tell you what, that's really a great question, and it goes on what you have on your team, the players that you have. Ideally, I think he would be a leadoff hitter. He can do so many things for you.
Reaches out and pokes that one toward right. Easy play for Worth. And there's 1 gone. So 1 away here in the 6th. Hey, speaking of that Toronto Blue Jays series that we talked about a few moments ago, Friday, June 25th, Saturday, June 26th, and Sunday, June 27th, right here at Citizens Bank Park instead of up at the Rogers Center. That's because of the G20 Summit, and the Rogers Center is in that security zone that they're worried about up there. Individual tickets will go on sale this Friday at 9 a.m. It's a great opportunity, as all other weekend games have limited ticket availability, for you to get some tickets and come and watch some interleague baseball between the Phils and the Blue Jays. Eric Jones down on the count, no balls and 1 strike as the rain picks up here at Citizens Bank Park in the top of the 6th. Back to the mound. Easy play for Kendrick. He'll run halfway to the bag. That'll give Howard a chance to get to the bag. 2 outs. Is that rain we were just talking about? It's probably the hardest that it's rained tonight. And there's supposed to be showers throughout the evening. Grounds crew is on call just in case. Good pitch by Kendrick to work ahead. No balls and 1 strike.
Boy, when he gets ahead, just so much easier for him. And any pitcher, again, you get your confidence. You know you can hit your spots.
Line drive foul. That guy is going to get a foul ball. He's going to get one, Sarge, and he's going to catch it this time.
Another good pitch, though, by Kyle Kendrick. That's in an area where the hitter hits the ball, he's got to pull it. Very difficult to keep that ball fair that was dead inside.
Back-to-back changeups from Kendrick. That one a little too low, and it's 1-2. Kyle just reached 80 pitches, 24 balls, 56 strikes. He's been pretty good tonight.
Yeah.
He gets set to deliver the 1-2 pitch in the air to center field, right at Shane Victorino, and now goes back a few strides, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Kendrick. He's retired 6 in a row since the double by Ronnie Cedeno. We head on to the bottom of the 6th with Kendrick and the Phils leading it by 4. saving leases and low financing at your Honda dealer. By AT&T. Rethink possible. By the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly. And by Toyota. Toyota's national sales event is going on now. Hurry in to your Toyota dealer today. Raul Ibanez hurried into the box as the rain's falling here at the ballpark. Works himself ahead 1-0. Now it's 2-0. Bottom of the 6th inning. Phillies are on top 6-2. A 2-run single by Ryan Howard. A 3-run bomb by Jason Worth. And Ibanez scorches one right into center field. Nice swing.
Well, he's not too far away. I mean, he's got to get hot, get blistering hot. Just when you think maybe he's coming out of it, he goes back. But here's a good sign. Hitting that ball. Looked like a little changeup, making the pitcher duck. That's what I like to see.
Talked to Jamie about that line drive back to the box the other day in Milwaukee. I don't know if you've seen him since then. I mean, and with his reactions.
Yeah, that's self-defense for sure. As he caught that ball.
Greg Dobbs takes a breaking ball on the outside corner. It's 0-1. He missed it on Friday night. Jamie was pitching against the Brewers, and there was a ball hit back to the box that you could hear it to Sheboygan. It was so loud. Oh, and 2 the count to Dobbs. There's Jamie. Picked up career victory number 263.
And counting.
Little rain doesn't bother him. He's the only one that's out in the open right now.
Well, he is left-handed.
Little cue shot, swing and butt. They're going to have a tough time. LaRoche has it, throws in time to get Dobbs. That's a good play.
Wow, I didn't even think he would actually try and throw the ball there. Swinging butt. Especially with Dobbs there from the left side. Thought he had a chance to beat that out. Got him by plenty. Take a look at it. Well, that's what happens. He got out of the box there a little bit slow. Great play, though, and they did get him. Got him by a couple of steps. That's the key, though, being able to make sure that you catch that ball and have a grip on it.
So Dobbs is retired. And here's Carlos Ruiz. Carlos, 7 for his last 13 with runners in scoring position. Pretty good numbers. He's got Ibanez at second base. Phillies lead it by 4. They'd love to get some insurance here. And a breaking ball that drops in for a strike. It's 0-1.
Oh, a lot of off-speed pitches so far since he's been in the game. Change-ups, curveballs, sliders.
Cue shot over towards shortstop, spinning right to Cedeno. If you're a hitter with a ball like that, you're hoping that it keeps on spinning and spins right in and out of the glove of that infielder. Hey, tonight on Sports Night, get highlights and exclusive interviews from tonight's ball game against the Pirates. Plus, on the heels of their big Game 1 Eastern Conference Final versus the Canadians, the Flyers may be welcoming back 2 injured stars. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Toyota Sports Night. Tonight at 10 on Comcast Sportsnet. Sarge, you were home in Chicago this weekend. And the Blackhawks getting the same kind of buzz that the Flyers are getting here in Philadelphia.
Well, Jim Johnson said they were screaming and yelling.
Little looper towards center. McCutcheon coming on. Makes the guy. He dropped the ball. Ibanez is going to score. Andrew McCutcheon doesn't make many mistakes out in center field, and he just flat out dropped it. And the Phillies lead it 7-2.
That's big there, being able to get that run in. But McCutcheon coming in, the only thing he did in coming in, he jumped at the ball. He almost overran it. That's another part of his game that he has. He has some speed coming in. And when you're coming in too fast, he says, I got it. And he jumps up, hits him right on the hill. Just didn't look that ball right in his glove. Thought he had it all the way. That's why, too, and Ibanez not taking anything for granted. You can see how hard he's running. And that's what you want to do. hustle all the time.
Oh, now the top of the order is up with a runner aboard. Phillies lead it 7-2, so they get that run back. Third error of the season for McCutchen. Raul's catching his breath in the dugout. Just don't see that guy drop a ball like that.
No, especially in that position. Though he got to the ball, he maybe didn't think he was going to.
Curve ball in there for a strike. 1-1. See what Shane's done tonight. 2 runs scored for Victorino.
Well, to have the average of 272 from where he was not long ago. Great series he had in Milwaukee.
Not only that, Sarge, but when we left on the road trip, Shane's on-base percentage was under 300. He was still very productive, but his on-base percentage was under 300. Now it's well over 300. And that's all because of what he did in Denver, but also what he did this weekend in Milwaukee. And he lines one, caught by Clement at first base. He hit it hard, and the inning is over. So the Phils do get a run. It's an unearned run because of the error to Andrew McCutchen. We've played 6. Phillies lead it by 5.
Another big night for Jason Worth with a 3-run home run. And the rain continues to fall. They're not that hard, but just kind of annoying for the fans sitting out in it. Here's our Verizon Wireless game summary. You see, Young hit that home run to lead off the game for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Delwyn Young, and then the Phillies came back, manufactured a run in the first, and then 5 runs with 2 outs in the third inning. Jason Worth's 3-run home run, Ryan Howard's 2-run single. Kyle Kendrick Tom, a very solid outing tonight through 6.
Yeah, the Phillies have actually scored 6 of their runs with 2 outs in this ballgame. They lead it 7-2. Kendrick goes back to work against Ryan Doman. Doman tonight is 1 for 1. He singled and walked in his at-bats. And he's ahead, 1 ball and no strikes. Pitcher spot is due up 4th in this inning for the Pirates. So Jack Tashner's up and loosening because the Phillies have Placido Polanco, then a switch hitter in Jimmy Rollins, and then Ryan Howard in the 7th inning. 1-0 pitch to Doman. Opposite way, foul ball. That'll find the seats, and it's 1-1. There's Jack Tashner, former Philly. I was saying before, Wheels, I was a little surprised that Charlie Morton got lifted from this game in the spot that he got lifted because Iwamura was struggling so much hitting. And I thought he had base runner in his last inning before he left, but only had 73 pitches.
Yeah, and they're trying to develop the guy, and I don't know. You know, you're a manager, you're trying to go for a quick score there, trying to get your team back in the game. Maybe you don't like what you're watching, but I know what you're saying. It did seem like It's kind of a quick hook for him.
Off the end of the bat, a flare toward left, and it's going to drop in, and Ibanez keeps it around him. And Doman's got his second hit. 5th hit overall for the Pirates. Doman had really been struggling in the month of May. Now he's got a couple hits tonight. And now Jeff Clement was 0 for 2. He's popped out to third, and he's grounded out.
He's just stirring around a little bit in the bullpen. Still a 5-run lead, but nobody out here in the 7th inning, just in case Kendrick gets into trouble. I guess they know they're going to get up.
And why not? The Phillies bullpen has been one of the best in baseball during the month of May. Jose Contreras closing now with Brad Lidge on the disabled list.
Even though he didn't close last night, he got a full lather workout. It was almost like he was in the game. So, you know, many times they'll count that he pitched, because if Romero hadn't gotten Counsell out, he's in the game. Contreras is in the game, so he had to get ready.
Romero was able to pick up that save last night to finish off the Brewers. But you're right, he was teetering, and if he got any more trouble, then the right-hander would have come in.
Well, he had 3 hitters in that inning, and he got them all out. If one of them had gotten on, Contreras would have been in that game to pitch to Ricky Weeks.
So Contreras picked up the save on Saturday. Next to him in the bullpen is Antonio Bastardo, who rejoined the Phillies in Milwaukee. Brad Lidge was put on the disabled list. 2-1 the count to Clement. Towards shortstop. This could be 2. Jimmy Rollins, first chance at a double play, and he took advantage of it.
Yeah, that play is right in front of him. No reason to flip that one to Placido Polanco. You know, he's got a left-handed hitter that he's playing up the middle of the ball. You know, you couldn't ask for a more tailor-made ball to hit for a 6-3 double play. Sinking fastball up a little bit, but away, beats it into the ground. Look where Jimmy is. Full momentum there. He just takes it to the bag. Slow runner. Easy double play.
Well, here's Ronnie Cedeno with 2 outs. Said Juan Castro and Wilson Valdez both played well at shortstop. Neither can duplicate that arm, though. Valdez is pretty close. Wilson Valdez has a really strong arm, and he showed it off last night.
He showed it off in that ball Corey Hart hit in the hole that would have given them a 2-out run if he hadn't made that play.
1-1 pitch to Cedeno. And it's 1-2. The unfortunate thing for Wilson Valdez is that with Jimmy coming back, there's no room for him on the roster, and he was designated today. I think the Phillies are hoping that they can keep him within the organization, because he really proved to be an asset.
Well, that's the thing that plays in for a player's favor. You know, when you're out of options, team can't keep getting rid of you. Send you back to the minors. They're going to give you a chance to move on.
Well, it turns out to be a smooth inning for Kyle Kendrick as he faces the minimum here at the top of the 7th. Time to stretch at Citizens Bank Park. answer. Wheels, can you name the 3 Pirates that have hit 30 or more home runs in 4 consecutive seasons?
Willie Stargell.
That is 1, as Placido Polanco lines out to begin the bottom of the 7th inning.
How about Ralph Kiner?
How about that would be true? That's 2.
Now, this one was a little tougher because I was thinking Bonds, but Bonds let off a lot. So I don't think he did it, and I'm probably going to be wrong, but I'm going to say Brian Giles.
Somebody had to help you with that.
Nobody helped me.
Not with Brian Giles?
I swear.
I thought you were going to go Barry Bonds.
Well, I was. And then I had 3 innings to think about, and I thought, he let off too much to hit 30 home runs that many years in a row. And he was skinny.
He was skinny.
He wasn't, he wasn't the home run hitter that he became later on. So I remember Giles hit a lot of home runs. I just wrote him down.
All right. Ralph Kiner, Willie Stargell, Brian Giles. You are correct. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. And thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans. Jimmy Rollins is down in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jimmy tonight is 1 for 3 with an RBI. He singled his last time up. Thought he might steal a bag his last time up. And he lines one toward right field. That's going to be in there for another base hit. To the wall. Rollins flying around first. Oh boy, that calf looks like it is 100% healthy with that stand-up double. He was motoring.
I was wondering about that when he hit that. What he's going to do. I wonder if they're talking about taking him out of the game. No, maybe not. You see Mark Anderson there, Phillies trainer, talking to Charlie. But Jimmy did bust out of the box. He had no problem getting to second. Carson loves to throw that curveball. We've seen him before. That's his big pitch, is a curveball. And he just lines it there. And look at him bust out of the box. I mean, that's full throttle.
That's full throttle right there. So Jimmy's in scoring position with 1 away, 4th double of the year. And John Russell is out for a double switch. Steve Pearce is already over at first base, so he'll come into the ball game with 1 gone here in the bottom of the 7th inning. This is our AT&T call to the bullpen. We'll have a new pitcher for the Pirates. It's former Philly Jack Tashner when we return. Pitcher is Jack Tashner. Jay Tash in his 16th game. 1 win, no losses. An earned run average of 4.60. Pitched for the Phillies last year. This year he's got 15 strikeouts and 15 2/3. And he's in there for Ryan Howard. Hey, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Jack Tashner had an outstanding spring for the Pirates. Made this club as a non-roster invitee. In fact, he and Javier Lopez both had good springs. And he delivers a breaking pitch to Ryan for a strike. It's 0-1. Howard is 1 for 3. 2-run single back in the 3rd. He's also flied out and he struck out.
Kind of a lot more comfortable for everybody right now too, because the rain basically has stopped.
Rollins leads off second. Tashner this season, the opposition's hitting .266 against him. Lefties are hitting .250 against him, 6 for 24. Now 0-2 to Ryan Howard. They're just announcing now that Brad Lidge met with Dr. Michael Cicciotti, the Phillies team physician, earlier today, and also Dr. James Andrews conferred to take a look at Brad's elbow. And apparently Brad, at this time, Dr. Andrews and Dr. Cicciotti agree that it's a good time for another cortisone shot. As Ryan Howard may and does have his second hit of the night. Hustle it all the way. Hit it right between the shifts. And Ronnie Cedeno had no chance to throw him out.
And Ryan Howard's becoming a singles machine.
Little number here, little number there.
Yeah, you know, he got a big hit earlier when he fought that fastball off from Charlie Morton and got it past LaRoche in the left field for the 2-run hit. And that's a pitch right off the end of the bat. Here comes Cedeno in the overshift. He's a shortstop. Talking about Ryan Howard, boy, once he gets going, he can move. You know, it takes a little while, but he gets a big body going, and that man can run. He's really athletic.
So 2 hits for Howard. Runners on first and third. Jason Worth moves his feet, and it's 1-0. You know, it's odd, Jason, with all the success this year, home runs, extra base hits, he does not have a home run against a left-hander this season. But his home run, a 3-run shot back in the third, and he takes that one down low.
Yeah, that is strange.
Towards center field. That's pretty well hit. McCutcheon on the run. Warning track. Wall! Off the wall. Rollins will score. Howard will be held at third. RBI double for Jason Worth. It's his 4th RBI of the night, and the Phillies lead it 8-2.
Oh, that was almost an outstanding reverse black cat on your part. Very good, Tom. Man has not hit a home run off a left-hander all year, and what did he miss it by a foot there?
Well, the fence caught that ball.
Yeah.
The padding out there.
Kind of wet, damp here tonight. And a lot of nights in this ballpark later on in the summer where that thing's going to go out of the ballpark into the ivy, into the flowers out there, but hit right off the top of the wall. And it happened so fast that there's no way McCutcheon could get back to the wall, jump up and catch it, because it was a line drive. He just had to turn his back, play it off the wall.
So now the Pirates will play the infield in with 2 runners in scoring position. Raul Ibanez, the hitter. And Raul swings and misses at that one.
Tashner's out there. This is not just matchups. He's going to stay out there because they double switched.
Howard's on third. Worth's on second.
Nobody up in the Pirates' pen.
Same pitch. This time Ibanez lays off. 1-1 the count. Charlie has loved this productivity that this team has put together the last week or so. In fact, this entire month of May. 93 runs now in the month of May for the Phillies.
That's the slider. Tashner really didn't have that much when he was with the Phillies, you know, to get left-handed hitters out consistently. That's why his numbers weren't good against left-handed batters, because he just did not have the slider, the command of it to get ahead of hitters, maybe with his fastball, and then get them to chase.
and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Ibanez. So Raul has swung at 2 breaking pitches. He's laid off 2 breaking pitches. So we're all even at 2-2. He'll probably get another breaking pitch here. Nope. Got a fastball, and it's 3-2. Greg Dobbs waits on deck for his chance. Phillies with 11 hits, another double-digit night offensively.
Yeah, they started picking up again.
Chopper right side. Pierce makes the play. Howard holds it third. And there are 2 outs. Time now for our Coors Light Freeze Cam. Jason Worth got everything rolling with his 3-run home run. That was back in the 3rd. That followed a 2-run single by Ryan Howard. Take a look at Jason's swing on that opposite field home run. Got himself another fan club, Wheels.
Yeah. I wonder if he saw this down there.
He had to have seen them as he was going down.
I mean, that's a pretty good look down there in our right field area for him.
And Jason's on second. He has 2 extra base hits tonight. He already leads the league in extra base hits. 4 runs batted in, 31 RBIs this year. Here's Dobbs, and he takes a fastball below the knees. 1-0. Everybody but Dobbs and Kendrick have scored a run tonight. That is production.
Well, the Pirates are a team struggling, and they have not played well here. The Phillies have handled them pretty well in this ballpark. Now you go out to Pittsburgh. Phillies have a 4-game series out there, and they don't win out there. They have really struggled in that beautiful PNC Park.
Pirates have lost 5 straight here in Philadelphia, 10 of their last 11. Dobbs pulls it. Nice hop for Pierce. He'll take it to the bag himself, and the Phillies are retired. But they get 1 more run on the RBI double by Jason Worth. 7 in the books here in Philadelphia. Phillies lead it 8-2. Low office product prices and by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Sold out crowd here at Citizens Bank Park. Folks trying to stay warm, stay dry. Rain has fallen for most of this game, but it has not dampened the spirits. The Phillies lead at 8-2. It has not dampened what Kyle Kendrick has done tonight. You know, Kendrick came in with good numbers against the Pirates in 2 starts. Seems like these games against some of these Central teams, he's fared pretty well.
Well, they got him runs tonight. He's done a good job of pitching to his strength, commanding his sinker, using his cutter and changeup. But there's nothing like getting a bunch of runs and then trying to front run with it. And to his credit, he's done a very good job.
Well, we start the top of the 8th inning. Steve Pearce, who came on as part of a double switch, will lead it off for the Pirates. Pearce overall hitting 176. Back toward the box. Kyle's had a couple of those tonight.
Well, anytime you're a sinker ball pitcher, be ready. And the good sinker ball pitchers throughout the years are also good fielders because they have to be. Because they're going to have balls hit back at them.
Oh, one gone. Back to the top of the order. Here's Delwyn Young. Did you collect baseball cards when you were a kid?
No. Well, you know, a little bit, but back then it was just to flip them and play games,
right.
And it wasn't to trade or, you know, there's no. Let me put it this way: you didn't turn in a little mini capitalist when we collected baseball cards.
Well, there is some truth to that. See the splits on Kyle's outs tonight: 12 ground outs, 6 fly outs, 4 strikeouts. Another ground ball. Kendrick over. Ooh, under his glove. That's going to be a base hit for Young.
I take it back. That was a good pitch by Kyle, and there's those ground balls we're talking about. You know, where the pitcher really comes into play. Sinker ball pitcher, and he just didn't bend over far enough.
Antonio Bastardo up and loosening.
But Kyle is good at these. You know, he's very athletic. You know, this guy was recruited to play quarterback in high school to play in college. So, you know, he's a heck of an athlete, but you see, he just didn't bend over far enough that time.
Well, they scored that in error to Kyle Kendrick. Not a base hit for Young. And that'll bring Andy LaRoche to the plate. They don't hold Young on. And there's first pitch strike by Kendrick.
But your generation was more of collecting and then the trading and selling and that sort of stuff.
Not selling. I was not as a kid. I did not. It was more collecting and trading. Wasn't selling at that point. Outside 1-1. Well, I ask you that because, you know, tonight here at the ballpark, and it goes till tomorrow, there is a Honus Wagner T206 baseball card proof strip valued at over $250,000 that's on display.
Wow.
At the memorabilia store.
I have this sinking feeling that maybe I took a Honus Wagner and used it in my bicycle. We'd put it in the spokes so it'd make a cool sound, you know, when you're on your bike. You know,
you think you may have had Honus Wagner?
I doubt it.
Oh,
but I know my mom threw away my Willie Mays and Hank Aaron and all those cards.
Always blame it on mom.
Well, she did when I was in the Army. She tossed all that stuff. And my 45s.
What were you more upset about?
45s.
Yeah, I was thinking you're probably more upset about the 45s.
Yeah, I lost Don't Be Cruel and stuff like that.
2-2 the count to LaRoche. Well, that's pretty neat, though. I mean, it's if you're coming to the park tomorrow, it's at the memorabilia store by Hunt Auctions, the main concourse between sections 126 and 127. Those Honus Wagner cards in recent years have been, you know, bought, sold again. As LaRoche lifts it towards straightaway center. Heading back is Victorino. Now comes in. 2 outs. Well, the Florida Marlins cards are not as old as that Honus Wagner one. They'll be in town Tuesday, June 8th at 7:05 to kick off a 3-game series. You can get your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. Marlins tonight are losing to the Diamondbacks 4-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. You figure that they have a run in them at some point because of that pitching staff. They had a good weekend against the Mets. It has not carried over to that series against the Diamondbacks. McCutcheon's the batter. He takes a sinker, or excuse me, a changeup low, and it's 1-0. Two ground outs to short for McCutcheon. A fly out to Jason Worth in right. And it's an 0-for-3 night. Runner goes. And the pitch misses inside. No throw by Ruiz. I'm assuming that'll be defensive indifference because Howard was not holding Young on. It's a 6-run game.
When you're not holding the guy on, it's a fielder's choice, right? Defensive indifference.
That one is lifted toward right center field. Victorino into the alleyway, and he makes the catch. So Kyle Kendrick has matched his career high in innings pitched. 8 innings so far tonight. He strands a base runner as we go to the bottom of the 8th. .24/7 CSNPhilly.com is your best source for the latest news on Phillies teams. When and where you want it, be the first to know. Text alerts to 53695 or sign up for alerts at CSNPhilly.com. Get all the information that Jim Salisbury has to offer about the Phillies on a daily basis. Carlos Ruiz leads it off in the bottom of the 8th inning. Looks like Kyle Kendrick's night's going to be done too. Ben Francisco has only had a couple of at-bats in the last few weeks. Is in the on-deck circle stretching. Going to try to get that muscle memory back.
And they'll get Antonio Bastardo into the game to work a little bit.
Ruiz tonight 1 for 3. He has singled and scored. There's Bastardo. Struck out and grounded out. Bastardo had some pretty good numbers down in AAA.
Guy's got talent. You know, he still has potential to be a situation left-hander in this league.
Ruiz lines it toward left. Church coming on. And he makes the catch. Here's Kyle Kendrick in between innings in the dugout. He was peaking. He's being congratulated by Jay Happ. I guess at this point they've already told him that he is done for the night. 105 pitches for Kendrick. That was a really good outing by him tonight.
Nice job when you consider the game started with a homer.
He had really good movement though on his pitches, you know, and good control with all of them. Francisco hits it hard, backhanded by Cedeno. One pitch and he's retired.
Well, the whole thing with Kendrick is with almost every big league pitcher's command of your fastball and then use your other stuff. And he did a good job with that tonight. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 12 ground ball outs. And that ball he overran a little bit himself would have been another ground ball out there that he didn't get. So he did his job.
And he worked ahead more than 50% of the time tonight. In fact, 19 of the 30 batters he faced, he threw a first pitch strike. So the 8 innings is tied for his career high. Victorino's 1 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. His first chance to bat right-handed.
Well, the Phillies came right back and tied the game for Kyle too in the first inning with a nice run with Shane. Shane got the base hit and then stole second. They got him over with a ground ball by Polanco. Got him in with a ground ball by Jimmy Rollins. Tied the game.
And then it was no looking back.
Right. Then they got those 5 2-out runs with Ryan Howard's 2-run hit and Jason's 3-run home run. Methodical tonight. They played a very good game considering you know, this is one of those nights where you could be a little dead after you know, the night of travel they had and getting in and all the things that could have happened here tonight. And they got a spark early in this game. Tonight's one of those games, Tom, where if your starting pitcher gives up a lot of runs early, you can go flat real fast.
Well, I think that, Charlie and everybody else is feeling really good after the sweep of the Brewers. I mean, the Brewers are really struggling, but offensively they had a good weekend. They got a great outing by Cole Hamels, I thought, last night.
Yeah, he was good last night. They were very pleased with him.
Polanco takes a changeup for a strike. It's 0-1. I don't know what you thought, Wheels, but I thought Hamels, he threw his curve a few times in a row for strikes, threw the cutter for strikes.
Yeah, the only negative last night, if you look at it, was he gave up 5 two-strike hits. And, that to me, and then you're stretching, to find something wrong. The home runs he gave up were solos with 2 outs, one of them with 2 strikes. And the curveballs you're talking about, he threw back-to-back hooks to Jody Garrett and got him over. Left-handed hitter, and then he wound up walking him, or gave up a hit on a 3-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Polanco. By the way, those Brewers are in the 7th with Cincinnati. It was a heck of a pitcher's duel between Yovani Gallardo and Johnny Cueto. First place Reds, I might say. And it's 1-1 in the 7th inning. 1-2 pitch to Polanco. Inside. Moves him away a little bit. 2-2. Polanco has 1 hit in 4 official at bats tonight. It was a single back in the 3rd. Here's Roy Halladay. We'll get the ball tomorrow. He's got that look again.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, buddy. How are you guys? Good? Say that again.
Victorino will be off and running on this pitch, although he hasn't been held on the last couple pitches. He goes 3-2 up high, ball 4. The Phillies have 2 runners on for Jimmy. A reminder that this game will encore tomorrow morning at 6 on the Comcast Network. Jimmy Rollins' first game back since the home opener. Think about that. He hadn't even played here at Citizens Bank Park this season.
No, all he did was have all those pregame ceremonies and then run in the outfield. And that was it.
Batting right-handed.
Victorino was having some fun when he was running in the outfield before the game. Take it easy. And reached over, made sure his calf was all right. Jimmy was all smiles when he was out there. You could tell how excited he was to get back tonight.
Early on, I guess about a week to 10 days after his injury, he was hitting left-handed. But he hadn't hit right-handed until maybe a few days after that. So this is his first at-bat right-handed.
Well, when it happened, people you talk to that know a lot about that injury said it was going to be a month, and it was a month.
Look at that, 3, 4, and 5, 6 for 12, 7 RBIs, and 3 runs scored. The 2-0. Outside 3-0.
You can't expect the 7, 8, 9 to do it every game.
Well, that is true.
Once in a while, 3, 4, 5 have to get it done.
That's 7, 8, 9 on Friday and Saturday.
It's amazing.
Against the Brewers. 10 runs. And he wasn't even in the game.
Nope.
10 runs scored by 7, 8, 9 Friday and Saturday.
And those weren't pinch hitters in the 9 spot either for the most part. They were pitchers.
Jimmy works out a walk. The bases are now loaded for Ryan Howard. Tashner, a single and 2 walks in a row, and he's pitched himself into a bases-loaded jam. Joe Kerrigan's going out to the mound. 33 pitches for Tashner.
A lot of teaching right now for Joe.
What do you think Joe's telling him right now? Throw breaking pitches.
Well, Joe, Joe's going to talk about who the hitter is, too. Not only what the guy's doing out there, but who your hitter is and how they're going to approach him. And you're right. With Ryan Howard, you would think breaking pitches.
Hey, Phillies action continues tomorrow at 6:30 with Phillies pregame live, followed by the Phils and the Buccos series finale right here on Comcast Sportsnet. 2 games against the Pirates, 2 games against the Cubs. All part of a 7-game homestand that will wrap up this weekend when the Red Sox are here in town. Here's Ryan Howard. Ryan has singled twice tonight. He has 2 RBIs, 2 for 4. Lefty against lefty with the bases loaded. And a breaking ball inside, ball 1. Got a fastball. And it's by for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Howard. Ryan's numbers this year, he is 5th against right-handed pitchers. You see the bases loaded, Victorino, Polanco, and Rollins. And then he's hitting under 200 against lefties. In the air to straightaway center field. McCutchen on the run. Warning track. Wall. Gone! The icing on top of the cake. A grand slam for Ryan Howard, the 9th of his career. And the Phillies have busted this baby wide open.
4 more runs with 2 outs. Unbelievable. Number 1 to the back with 2 outs. I think he got his fastball there too. Passer missed with some sliders. I have to see the replay on it, but it looked like he got a fastball. And he crushed that.
That ball did a little gardening out there in the bushes.
That fastball, look what it did too. It tailed right back towards him a little bit. Boom. He'd been looking for that for a while. He's kidding him about being a singles machine.
6 RBIs tonight for Howard. 3 hits, and the Phillies lead it by 10. And that's going to hurt. Jason Worth just smoked that right off his foot.
I think that's a home run, Dad.
Yeah. He had a pretty good view of that one. McCutchen, as athletic as he is, as short as that fence is out there, you wonder, oof. Could he climb it a little bit?
Jason Worth still struggling out there a little bit. Everything's going so well right now. It's going to bring Charlie out and Scott Sheridan.
Scott Sheridan, the Phillies athletic trainer, coming out to check on Jason Worth. Watch where this ball hits.
Oh, it's an ankle shot.
Right on his ankle. There is very little protection there for the hitter.
Well, he'll have a guard on there tomorrow night. He's going to book. Now Tashner comes back in there again to take it.
You know, hitters are. That's tough to take.
Yeah, but not after you do that. And it's 12-2.
Pops it up, shallow left center field. Church a long run, Cedeno a long run, and Church makes the basket catch. Well, the Phillies get a grand slam from Ryan Howard here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Howard with 6 RBIs tonight. He is the franchise leader in grand slams, and he shows why just with 1 beautiful swing here in the bottom of the 8th. to center field. A grand slam, his franchise leading 9th all time. He's given the Phillies a 12-2 lead. After he was up, Jason Worth fouled the ball right off of his ankle. Well, Jason's night is complete. Ben Francisco, pinch hit in the 8th inning, remains in the game, and he'll play right field.
Yeah, it's a good time to get Jason out of the ball game right now. You know, you're obviously well in command of this one with a 10-run lead in the 9th inning, and he beats that ball off his ankle. They want to go and treat that thing right now. Make sure that hopefully can stop any swelling and getting back out there tomorrow night and continue this great season he's had.
Antonio Bastardo is the new pitcher for the Phillies. 8th game in the big leagues for Bastardo. And he's on to pitch the top of the 9th inning. Preserved this one for Kyle Kendrick, who went the first 8, allowed 5 hits and 2 runs. Garrett Jones leads things off. He's 1 for 3. And he pops the first pitch up. And it's no balls and 1 strike to Jones, who singled his first time up, struck out in the 4th, and grounded back to Kendrick in the 6th.
Bastardo needs to come in here and approach these 2 hitters back to back, Garrett and Church, like this is important, because this is his role. This is a role they want to be able to work him into at some point, to come in and get tough left-handed hitters out.
He's only allowed 1 hit to lefties this year.
Well, see that slider right there, and you see his knees lock and he pulled off. When you see a hitter freeze like that, that's a good sign. It's 2 things: he didn't pick it up, and he certainly didn't like it.
1-2 pitch.
Another one. See, he's buckling. And that's what you want to see these left-handers do, is buckle a little bit on his slider. And that's a positive.
How about 8 strikeouts and 3 2/3 in AAA for Bastardo? And a swing and a miss at that slider. And Jones is strikeout victim number 1 for Antonio here in the 9th inning.
Good breaking balls he threw to Jones. And that's my point. Just because it's a 10-run inning, Carlos is doing a good job with him. Throw that slider when you come in. Just don't throw all fastballs and get the game over with necessarily. Treat these left-handed hitters like this is important, like when they bring you in, and it is important.
Ryan Church hitless at 3 at-bats tonight. He's popped out twice. He's also struck out.
Another one. Good one, too. Like it. Left-handed situation guy has to have that good hard breaking ball.
Well, and the other thing that he complements it with is a really good fastball, too. And again, 0-2.
See, Carlos is doing a great job of making him throw a slider to these left-handed hitters, even in this type of game. Great job by the catcher. Another one. Oh no, he called fastball. I thought he put down 2. And then you saw him put his glove up in the air.
Now he wants another slider. The 1-2. On the outside corner, it was a fastball, and it's a called strike 3. So back-to-back fastballs from Bastardo.
That's your point about his fastball, Tom. That's 93 miles per hour with that slider. Very effective. 2 very effective pitches, and he does have a changeup, too. This kid, they really think it's a matter of time. If they can just get some confidence and let him work and get people out, that he can contribute up here.
Ryan Doma, the switch hitter, bats right-handed now with 2 away here in the top of the 9th. And the first pitch fastball low, 1-0. Phillies lead 12-2. They've got a 3-run home run from Jason Worth and a grand slam from Ryan Howard. Jason and Ryan have combined for 10 RBIs tonight. Picked up. Shallow center field. Victorino glides in. He's under it. A 1-2-3 ninth inning for Antonio Bastardo. And he preserves this victory for Kyle Kendrick, who went 8 strong innings tonight. And the Phillies have taken game 1 of this 2-game series, and they've won 4 straight. Oh, what a good night offensively. What a good night on the mound for the Phillies. As they get Jimmy Rollins back, he had a productive evening. He scored a couple runs, had an RBI, got 2 base hits. Ryan Howard with 6 RBIs, including a grand slam. Jason Worth hit a 3-run home run. He finished with 4 runs batted in. And the Phil's offense is getting back to normal with the addition of Jimmy Rollins tonight. And when Chase Utley gets healthy, everybody will be back for the everyday starting lineup. And the Phils, who are now 11 games over 500, can really do some damage offensively. The final score, it's the Phillies 12 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 2. Our Chevrolet player of the ball game, Kyle Kendrick. He was outstanding tonight, Wheels.
He sure was, Tom. Nice job by Kyle Kendrick. Gave up a leadoff home run and really settled down. They came back, got him a run in the first inning, and then he started to throw his ground balls. In fact, the final total was 12 ground ball outs for him, effectively using his sinker, his curve, or his cutter, and his changeup. He did a good job on the left-handed hitters tonight. There's a 6-3 double play by Jimmy Rollins, who was back playing tonight. Very, very good job by Kyle Kendrick.
So Kyle Kendrick matches his career high in innings pitched with his 8 innings tonight. He improved his record to 2-1. And with the win, the Phillies are now 24-13. Again, they're 11 games over 500. And if the scores remain the same as they are right now, with the Nationals losing and the Marlins losing, Phillies can increase their lead in the division to 5 games. Well, he's back, and he's back down with Sarge. Jimmy Rollins and Sarge. Sarge, take it away.
Hey, thanks a lot. Yeah, he is back, guys, playing good defense. How'd you feel coming back first game?
I felt a little bit lost out there the first inning, but good thing I got to get in the game with Clearwater. And I have to make some plays going to my left and right diving. So, you know the ball is going to find you. So I was preparing myself for that. And sure enough, McCutcheon, fastest guy on the field, hit me a ground ball. But I made the play. After that, I think I kind of settled in.
Now, on that double, it looked like you're running pretty good. So that quad feeling good? Your leg feeling good?
Yeah, it's fine. I haven't tried to steal any bases or anything. But as far as, just running and, turns, getting after balls, I'm all right.
What is it? When you get back, the big boy, Ryan Howard, starts hitting the ball the way that he should. What'd you say to him?
Really, I didn't say anything. He was actually doing some good work in the cage. And, I do a drill, one-hand drill, and then when I'm hitting off the machine, I just sit there and try to catch the ball. And I noticed he was down in the cage, and it's really like a half swing. You're not really trying to swing through the ball. You want to get your bat to the point of contact as quick as possible and then just stop the bat. He did that for about an hour in the cage, and I may have seen him miss only 10 balls, and he was able to carry that to the game.
Continued success. Way to go with the victory. We plan to have you on again many more times. All right, guys, back up to you. Tom Wills.
All right, Sarge, it's really nice to see that smile and to see that face back on the field for the Phillies. Jimmy Rollins and the Phils win it by a final score of 12-2. We'll be back to talk more about it after this.